to actually remember when VHS and VCRs were brand new things. Back in the day, if you wanted to bring home a movie, well, it was no small feat. You had to go to a local video store, and if you lived in some small little hick podunk town, well, that could be a journey within itself as well. And once you got to these video stores, what you realized was that the movies themselves, rented for high prices, and if you didn't have a VCR, well, guess what, guys? You had to rent that bastard too. And sometimes you had to leave, a credit card as collateral, so it was kind of insane. Naturally speaking, things are a lot more user-friendly now in the world of video rental. But for us 80s babies, we'll always, hold that era, the whole VHS video era, close to our hearts. And when we think back on, childhood favorites and movies from our youth, I'm pretty sure a lot of people from my generation have a short list of those early VHS rentals. And for me, one of the very first movies I ever actually saw on a VCR, The Last Unicorn. Let me tell you guys something. This movie is absolutely beautiful. The artwork and animation is stunning. And, the actual song, The Last Unicorn by the band America, just kind of pulls the old, heartstrings a little bit. I mean, it's just a beautiful song, and it complements, the whimsy and the lyrical beauty of the overall art style. Now, I haven't seen this movie in a little while. It's been about a year or two, but the last time I actually watched it was on a pretty small TV. Today, I'm going to be checking it out on a 55-inch flat screen. It's going to be awesome, so I'm psyched. Why don't you guys check out the trailer for educational and historical purposes, and when we get back, we're going to be discussing 1980s classic, The Last Unicorn. Don't go anywhere, guys.
She is a creature of legend. In an age of sorcery and savagery,
well, what have we here?
demons,
Go!
and dragons, she may be the last unicorn.
Recently on my channel, we covered a lot of childhood favorites of mine, including the movies Labyrinth and A Never-Ending Story. Well, now with The Last Unicorn, I feel like my trio or trilogy of childhood classics is finally complete. This movie has kind of a, folklore, fairy tale vibe about it. I absolutely love the art style used in this movie. You can definitely tell that this is kind of a, old school hippie type of fantasy animated film. And, it really kind of speaks to me, especially since my parents were hippies themselves. So, looking back at, the movie The Last Unicorn, it kind of makes sense why my parents, rented this movie for me in the first place. So out of 10 stars, I think I can give The Last Unicorn a solid 9 out of 10. This movie definitely speaks to me. It's truly a classic. If I had kids, or if I ever do have kids down the line, I plan on showing them this beautiful and wonderful movie. If you guys have kids and they want to see some old school classic, then I highly recommend showing them The Last Unicorn. It's really good.